the smallest component that makes a huge difference in your accuracy, the peep. Today I'm going to show you how to choose the correct peep, how to install it, and how to get the correct height to get maximum accuracy. I've got 2 rings just to show you an example when choosing the peep. Your sight has got a housing in the front. When you choose your peep, the peep size, you need to make sure that everything fits snugly. And just to show you a practical way of what you're going to see if your peep is going to be too small, it's going to look something like this. This would be your peep, this would be your housing. Your peep is too small when you cannot see the housing itself. It means that you're going to see your pins, you're not going to see your bubble, you're not going to be seeing the housing itself, which means that you're going to be able to float around in the sight itself, which is going to cause you to get inconsistencies with left and right movements. The alternative would be, should this be your peep, this would be your sight housing, it's going to be exactly the same. Your peep is going to be too big if you see too much around the sight itself, meaning that you're going to be able to move around and not get a nice snug fit, causing left and right inconsistencies. What you essentially would want is a peep sight with your sight housing in the front, that when you align it up, you can see the whole sight housing in the front, all your pins, and the bubble itself. So once you've chosen the correct peep size, what is important to remember, that if you are shooting indoor, your pupil will get bigger, meaning that you will see more of your sight. When you're outside like today, when the sun is shining, your pupil will get smaller, meaning your peep sight will actually show up a little bit smaller. So when you are choosing a peep sight in a pro shop or indoors, make sure that you do see the whole sight in the front, maybe even a little bit more, because if you are going to shoot outdoor, it's going to fit nice and snugly. I'm going to show you how to install a peep. I've got a string separator here. I always use 2. When you are in a pro shop, they're going to put it in a bow press, they're going to install it. I'm going to show you, if you do not have a bow press, how to install a peep. I've got the right peep sight here that is going to match my housing of my scope, but do remember that if you are going to move your sight forward, you need a peep sight that's smaller. If you're going to move your sight in closer to you, you are going to need a bigger peep. And do remember that when you do the adjustments with your sight forwards and backwards, that'll also have an impact change. On my target bow, I've got a speciality archery peep sight. I also have a clarifier inside here that I can change, that's matching my lens magnification. What is important for me is that when you do the installation of the peep sight, is you need to find the center of the actual string. There must be the same amount of strands on the one side than what there is on the other. And usually when you do buy a bow, it comes out with a piece of serving that shows the middle of the string itself. A string separator is not the same as a butter knife. Do not use a butter knife. I've seen so many people come in the shop with broken strands. I insert the string separator in the middle of the string. As I insert it in the string, that's in the middle of the string, I can literally just open this up, and that gives me the center of the string itself. And now I'm just going to insert the peep sight, and I'm just gonna let this go. It's simple as that. A good idea for initial peep height is basically around about where your thumb is, from your palm to your thumb. That gives you a good idea. And I just want to get to full draw. And as I get to full draw, I'm going to close my eyes, and I'm going to basically anchor, and I'm going to open my eyes, and I can immediately see that I need to move this peep up. And I'm glad about that, because there's actually a lot of rotation itself. So I'm moving my peep up. I get to full draw, get into a nice anchor, close my eyes, and I open up, and I can immediately see my sight in the front. There's nice alignment. It's slightly higher than what I want it to be, so I'll move it down a little bit, and that should be perfect. Get to full draw, anchor, open your eyes, and there you can see my sight in the front is set roughly about 40 yards. So I know if I'm going to shoot 20 yards, I'm going to crouch in a little bit, and if I am shooting longer distances, I know I'm just going to lift my head up a little bit. And this is a good place to start. Having good quality strings on your bow is very important. When I tie my peep in here, my peep is not going to rotate. And the reason why your peep is rotating might be because there might be some strands that's broken. It might be just due for new strings because of basic stretch that has taken place over the years that you've had the bow. Some of the cables might have an effect, the cam timing might be out. A lot of reasons that might be the cause of actual peep rotation itself. There's more than one way of tying in your peep. This is a quick way. So you're actually just going to bring the ends through the serving itself. You're going to take it around and you're going to just basically bring it back in. So you just continue doing this a couple of times, and that's going to give you a nice easy way of tying in your peep, nice secure knots with the serving that's nice and tight. And when you get to the end, you're literally just going to take your lighter and you are going to burn it. And I just want to make sure I don't burn my string down. My peep is currently at 90 degrees with the loop itself, and I want to get the peep to rotate 90 degrees. Obviously I don't have a bow press, so the next thing and the next best thing is to get string separators. Do not use a butter knife, like I said before. When your peep is in this position and from which the camera's angle the camera is facing, I want to take the left side of the string itself. I want to take some strands and I want to bring it behind the peep, and from the right hand side of the string itself I want to bring it over the peep in the front, and this will cause the actual peep to rotate so that it is 90 degrees. A lot of people are also saying that you have to put in a little piece of loop inside the string itself, and as you're moving this up and down, this will help you rotate the peep into the position that it is. I do agree with it, but I do not think that that is a permanent fix itself. Making sure that your peep is in a natural position when it is not at full draw, that is where you need the starting point to be at. This peep being 90 degrees, I'm going to take the left hand side and I'm going to take a couple of strands and I'm going to jump it, and make sure the amount of strands that you take from the left side is the same that you bringing over from the right hand side. I've got 2 strands. I'm jumping over at the back itself, and now I'm going to take 2 strands from the right hand side and I'm going to jump it over the front. 2 string separators are always better than one. I do not want to damage the strands itself, and this I am going to bring over, and by jumping the strands using string separators 1 strand at a time, this has rotated 90 degrees. It is in line with the loop, but this is not the correct peep height. The bow is set at 40 yards. My peep is too low for me. I have moved it, but I have fixed the rotation itself. But what I am going to show you is, as I'm going to get to full draw, I am going to have to, when I get to a comfortable position, I'm going to have to bend my head slow over, and I'm going to have to actually crunch in a lot, which is not a consistent anchor at all. And this is going to cause my hand to move away from my face, and I'm going to have a lot of facial pressure on the string itself. And just to give you a little bit of an idea how much the peep will move is, as I'm going to get to full draw here, remember, if you just look at the string, I'm drawing it with my hand now, you'll see with this finger, which will indicate my nose pressure, you will actually see that the peep is actually moving down. So when you get there and you actually press your nose too hard on the string itself, it's going to cause you to miss low. So make sure that when you get to full draw, that you do not have a lot of facial contact. If you have a lot of sight contact on your face, it is going to cause you to miss left and right. So make sure that you've got a nice anchor, your draw length is the right length, and that you do not have any facial pressure. I've shown you with my anchor, with my peep sight being too low, what my anchor looks like. I am going to move this serving up. I'm going to move my peep up a lot where I know, which is definitely going to be too high for me. And like I've mentioned, the average height basically being from the palm to your thumb, so that is usually the average for most people. So I'm just going to get this 90 degrees and I'm going to show you when the peep is too high, what is going to happen to my anchor point. So this is way too high. So this is where I normally would. So I'm going to have to move my face up. My hand's going to come down. No solid anchor here on the side of your face. And when you do want to get to your peep itself, a lot of people are still really digging into the string and you've got a lot of side pressure on your face, which will cause you to miss left and right. And should your sight setting be at 40 yards, just imagine if you're going to go longer distances with your sight going down, it's going to get even worse, and you will not get the consistency that you want at the end of the day. I can't stress enough having a good quality bowstring. Good quality bowstrings are made with high quality material. They are pre-stretched, and with this string being a high quality string, I've moved this Peep up and down, I've moved the serving up and down, I've jumped strands, and there is no wear and tear that shows on the string itself, just indicating the quality and the durability of the material of the string. Let me know if you were the guy that had to keep on rotating his Peep to get it in line at full draw. Were you the guy that had a too big a Peep sight or too small a Peep sight? Let me know. Please leave a comment down below. Please like and subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one.